And we're going to go straight into it, starting things off with Sanctuary. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And here, good showings for both of these squads. Of course, RunAway dominating the population of the audience. Absolutely. As one might expect. This sold out in about 10 seconds. All of the tickets gone. So if you were trying to attend and could not get one, I'm terribly sorry for you, but that's why Wolf and I are here on the cast to bring you the action all the same.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. This is going to be what sets the pace for this grand finals. Sparkle teases the Doomfist. Hanbin already flexed to Zarya.
You say teases, he might just be sticking with it. 10 seconds remaining, he's pushed up by the doors. I think they might be doing it.
I think it's real, and we will have a standard 3-3 from RunAway. This is going to be the first big test. It's all about getting those initial kills here. The longer fight, if it goes to RunAway, they're going to have the ult advantage, so they absolutely need to crush this neutral fight before the point unlocks.
Well, let's see if they're going to be able to do just that. The gates have opened up. They're pushing their way over onto the point. Sanctuary to begin. Let's see who gets a lead. Sparkle going in for the flank. Gets a seismic slam, looks for the uppercut, doesn't find much. Gets stunned up. It seems like he will be able to kite his way back to safety. Gangnam Jin in the meantime, they get picked up. Now Shui, now Mag, all going to be going down only at the cost of Alpha in the front line of Element Mystic. They're still holding on tight. QQ going to get popped out. That'll be the cleanup here, and Element Mystic will be able to get the first cap.
Element Mystic is able to make this chaos work off the flanking dive coming through from Sparkle. Everyone gets caught in disarray. Suddenly, you see Doha comes in. He's the one to get the first opening kill, and things just fall apart for RunAway. They need to maintain this lead here. They need to be able to get one set of ult combos off, though, with this Doomfist, or RunAway could absolutely flip this around. This is RunAway's best shot at winning this round right now, is this particular fight right here. Otherwise, they're going to be way too far behind in ultimates.
Yep, just looking for that in. Gets knocked down below half HP. Gets the punch, and Lee Jae Gong is dead off the bat. Follows up for another one as Gangnam Jin gets taken down. Sparkle is absolutely on a tear at the moment.
I spoke to all the Korean commentators today. I was shocked to hear that everyone said Element Mystic would win, and the reason that they gave is that no one thinks anyone could beat Sparkle's Doomfist right now. In scrims, everyone who's training with him, he's just leveled up to another level. Something that can't be seen by the public, but can be felt for those who've watched him play over the last few weeks. And so far, so good. He's hitting those rocket punches where he needs to.
You look at the ults built up here for Element Mystic. Nearly the big six online. RunAway still going to be a bit further behind, especially where those support ults are concerned. Mag pushing forward, taken down. Ult not going to be found. Doha gets himself a double kill. And Hanbin sitting here, 100 energy ready to go, is just ripping people to shreds and allowing for the rest of the team to scoop up those finishing blows. Sparkle all the way up into the back here. Gets the bubble from Hanbin to try to stay alive, and it seems like he will barely be able to get out of there with his life intact.
Didn't need to use his Meteor Strike there, had trust that he would be saved there by Hanbin. What ultimate control Element Mystic has here, it's the big six. They have the armor already from the rally, and they hold every other ultimate. With Mag losing his shatter in that last fight, dying in animation, there's just not a good way to initiate here. All the answers are on the side of Element Mystic. They've got the support ults they need.
Yep. No way to deny away a grab here for the side of Element Mystic. Going to be operating without a diva, but first they have to get in onto the point. 96% ready to go. Push their way forward. They do manage to tag this one in. The grab's going to be coming down. Bomb stacked in on top. Sparkle going to be the first one taken out. QOQ will be able to find Alpha with the self-destruct, and it seems like the fight is finally going the way of RunAway as they clean up these kills. Element Mystic only investing the single ult from XZ. Will be able to reapproach as RunAway gets control.
And it's these rare plays we've seen from QOQ all season long. Trapped in MVP space for the majority of his career, never found this level of success. But it's his self-destruct placement that breaks through those support ultimates, leads to that kill onto Sparkle as well. And that's the only way, realistically, they could have actually grabbed this point, is off of a big play like that. He turns it.
Push their way forward. Shatter's going to be out from Mag, but he's not going to be able to find anything. Now the grab catches them all. Gangnam Jin going to be investing in with that Transcendence. Now the sound barrier in right as the Meteor Strike hits from Sparkle. But look at him. He's already built up another 30% of that next ultimate. Shielding still going to be huge for him. Goes forward, finds the glove stick in on the Mag to take him down. But can they convert this into a cap? Sparkle getting tagged up in the backside, looking for the rocket punch. Oh, clips into the wall. Still going to be doing a lot of damage and kills off Gangnam Jin in the back. Another grab coming up from Hisu. Built that one up very quickly, but he will be taken down as well as Unique right clicks him to death. Now Hanbin finds Shui. Element Mystic might just be able to flip this right here, and it looks like that is going to be the case, and it could just be the end of the first round.
Looks that way as the flip comes through. Tagging Nai impossible. Hisu will desperately swap to Genji, but there's no way he can get in on time. Mag body blocked out, and that's the round. Everyone is talking about shields stacked on armor, but they're talking about Zenyatta. But Ella Mystic's looking at this a little bit differently, and they have been ever since Sparkle started playing the Doomfist, thinking about the shields you gain from his passive on top of Brigitte armor that can be given at range, and immunity to stuns with the Zarya. Everyone right now is wondering with the D.Va changes with the 2-second cooldown, we will see less D.Va in Overwatch League. But right now, Element Mystic says we don't need a D.Va. We need immunity to stuns from a Zarya. We need armor stacked with shields and a crazy escape plus engage that Meteor Strike gives. And they have changed the tone of the Doomfist so much since we saw it against Jesus on Wave. It was originally a flanking hero to get solo picks. Now we are seeing this non-vertical dive coming through. Speed boost timings pristine, and Sparkle's able to get that shielding, and he becomes practically immortal as he does that damage.
He's already been spotted out as he goes in, looking for that flank. Gets tagged up and taken down. Mag able to find the first kill, but they will lose out on the QOQ's mech. Zelpa gets the pin, but he himself now will be eliminated. A fantastic start for RunAway, but as I see that Isu gonna be eliminated. RunAway continues to try to push back here, finding Doha. But now QOQ and Mag have both been taken down. Shui still going to be swinging away like a madman, trying to pick up these kills. Rally's already out for RunAway. Trying to make their way over onto the point where Sparkle was starting to get the cap, but he gets discorded and has to kite his way back. Might still be taken down. RunAway in onto the point. Will go ahead and grab it first.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, though, that Hanbin is able to build so much of that Zarya ult charge, because that's going to be what they need to use to fight in this choke. RunAway building very little of that with a nice disengage from Element Mystic. They did the majority of the damage in that fight. Ooh, nice snipe by Gangnam Jin.
Yeah, Gangnam Jin gets rid of XZ. Sparkle now going to be taken out with the fire strike from Mag. This will just be a clean up wipe here for RunAway as Gangnam Jin continues to frag out of control.
And you'd think that it's XZ who has the more accurate Zenyatta, given his hit scan background, his DPS background, but it's in fact Gangnam Jin who has the higher stats in that regard. He's able to snipe him at range there, controlling the high ground there. Giving up low ground for a single pick like that can be all you need to control a point like this.
Element Mystic starting to reapproach it. Oh man, they're just gonna get slaughtered. The damage exploding forth, and they just crumble under it immediately.
Very, very good control here by RunAway. Now they've got control of the ults here. This grab is what Element Mystic needs.
Oh, but Unique, he's just going to come up with a double kill. Hisu and Shui both going to be taking down Element Mystic, maybe turning this all around right now as QQ gets popped out of the Mac. Jin now Mag going to be taken down. Element Mystic will be able to make their way over onto the point. RunAway going to be ticking up to about 65 some odd % here by the time the cap rolls through.
And it's a very ult efficient cap, really only using that Graviton Surge right before Hisu's was able to come online. We talked about how Sparkle is the better Zarya, but even Hanbin is coming up with more consistent damage here. Sparkle unseen.
Yep, diving in, not going to find anything with a seismic slam, so doesn't get as much shielding as he would have liked. Meteor Strike will be coming out. Grab used by Hisu in the meantime. He's trying to find an assassination in the back, but QOQ, he just takes down 3! Hanbin, Alpha, and Doa all say goodbye. Sparkle as well going to be joining him in the grave. The cleanup is there. The team wipe comes through, and RunAway, they grab the point back immediately. Element Mystic only able to get 24%.
And they don't really have any good tools to break through this choke point right now with Sparkle using that Meteor Strike. That could have been their tool to open up this choke. They're spotted already. There's a shatter at the ready here coming through here. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, has not been able to nail these ones, but gets in past the Reinhardt, but has he overstepped? That takes a bit of damage, now going to be knocked up into the air, will be taken down. Alpha able to swing and find that final blow. Sound barriers out from Unique, Leech gun matching just moments before, but the kills are going to be there for Element Mystic as we go ahead and flip this one back very swiftly. RunAway just trying to stretch this out, make sure they can get the OT, and they will be able to do so as we hit 99%.
Great plays by Sparkle to displace Mag there, and a very quick reaction by Alpha to tilt the shield. There was no way for him to get a proper Earth Shatter there with all the CC knocking him around. We'll see that change quite a bit in future patches here, coming up, but still on the patch we're playing this tournament on, it's very difficult to be where you want to be as a Ryan. It gets that much crowd control. Sparkle waiting at the ready to drop down. There it is.
Jumps his way into the back, getting that knock up. Shatter's going to be coming through. Hanbin going to be locked up. The Graviton Surge might not lead to anything for Element Mystic. They could not get the Space Jam combo off as Sparkle was eliminated with the ult still ready to go. Shatter's out from Alpha, but I don't think he found much of anything. Unique will knock Hisu off the side of the map, but RunAway are just taking control. Unique manages to find one back, but now XC's going to be gone. The flip coming through again, about to happen here. As Sparkle goes back in 1v5, trying to buy some time for the rest of his squad.
This looks like it's going to be it. Doomfist to get in.
Still so very low, has to kite his way out, swap over to the Wrecking Ball for Doha.
Doing really
Builds
well.
up that shield, now it's going to be the Transcendence out from XC to keep everybody alive. Sparkle manages to find Shui, he's locked up in with the grab. Kyoku, another triple bomb! Finds it again, takes them out, and that will be it. RunAway able to take this second round 169%.
Grabs or no, these bomb placements from QOQ have turned many a lost fight. You can see him there at the center of the stage for RunAway, communicating here, very excited about the plays he's made. But it's plays like that, they're gonna save you when suddenly Sparkle comes in with the engage. We see the Wrecking Ball flank. And it's very, very difficult to latch onto a point like that when you're dealing with, again, all that crowd control that Elemistic is bringing at you with the desperation Wrecking Ball. But his self-destruct comes up with a triple and swings it back into their favor. Several of them already in our first 2 rounds. Bodes well for RunAway as we move out of control, where the self-destructs will arguably be even stronger.
Well, here we go. The final round determine who's going to be kicking things off with a victory. Move over to downtown. Sparkle's still going to be sticking through with the Doomfist. This is not really much of a surprise. He goes into the front, builds up a decent amount of shielding, and actually managed to find Schröder, but they trade it back instantly as Sisu will come up with a kill, but now they lose Mag in the meantime. Sisu himself will be taken out. This is going to be a one fight for Element Mystics. This will be them grabbing the point.
I want to call attention to the ult meter here for Hanbin versus Hisu. Hanbin has been consistently doubling or more than doubling the ult charge for Hisu here throughout this entire first map. He's doing better damage, he's managing his energy better, and he's just able to do, as a result, much more with very little. Look at the Sparkle flank once again.
Yeah, they're wrapped around the backhand side. Sparkle, however, might have isolated himself. They didn't have a CDs up, and Shree will be able to take him down with that shield bash. Now pushes forward here with the rest of the squad, keeping them all topped up. Alpha taken down. Shree will be a casualty for the side of RunAway, but otherwise, everybody else still going to be staying alive. Lockup coming through. Grabs out, Transcendence is used by both of these Zenyatas. The Omnic Folk Dance going to be expiring now as Hanbin is under fire and will be taken out. Gangnam Jin comes up with another kill, but instantly Element Mystic pushes back and finds 3 of their own. Now a 4th as Gangnam Jin will be taken down, and Lee Jae Gong jumps off the side of the map. So Element Mystic, despite the chaos, despite losing Sparkle, will be able to maintain control.
And if we just draw your eyes again, viewers, to the top of the screen, you'll see Hanbin building 35 of another grab before Jesus is even online. Part of this is a product of 2 lost team fights for RunAway, but Hanbin is just doing so much more. Look at this flank angle for Alpha.
Yeah, nearly has the shatter set ready to go. Just looking for that opportunity. Shield's going to be raised. Oh, slams it down right into the shield of Mag. Hanbin going to be taken out. Mag gets the pin there on the Doha, and RunAway will finally be able to convincingly win a fight here in this final round of Busan. XC just going to be the cleanup kill. Mag gets him with the hammer. We can finally flip this one as Element Mystic hits 70%.
And this is such a great showcasing of these 2 teams' style. It's the combo style, the team style, the perfect team fight style for RunAway. Element Mystic, much more scrappier, much more chaotic. Individual plays has been what's been winning out for them. We do see this grab for Hisu, even though it took him forever to build it, is the grab they needed to flip the point.
Yep, dive into the back, gets the knock up. He's looking for the assassination of Gangnam Jin. Hasn't been able to kill him off yet. The Transcendence going to be used. Meteor Strike coming down. Not going to be able to find a kill, but Alpha has already got rid of Mags in the main tank line. Going to be shattered here for the side of RunAway. QOQ now Hisu going to be taken down. QOQ going to be knocked out of that mech. They do manage to find Sparkle, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to maintain control here for RunAway. Still moving their way up. Shatter's going to be down from Alpha. Unique gets a double boop kill. Gangnam Jin and Shui both say goodbye.
Very nicely controlled here for Element Mystic. They are poised to take this map now with RunAway. No support ultimates, no tools to engage outside of the Shatter. It's going to be very difficult to get into an angle to do so in time here because they are running out of it. 20% is all that is needed, and there's no way to deal with this grab. It's going to have to be QOQ.
They're going to have to try to deny this one away, but Sparkle already comes up with 2. The supports annihilated. They do manage to take out the Doomfist, but they have to get over to the point, but now Mag is going to be gone. He's doing QOQ, trying to hold on, but it's just slivers of HP remaining. QOQ, barely anything left to the mech, and they will just go ahead and tick it up 100-37, I believe, there at the end. Element Mystic kick off the grand final with a win on Busan.
Very competitive first map here, though, and we do see the Doomfist come through. Overall, minus some overextensions from Sparkle, though, it looks to be solid. RunAway does not have a clear-cut counter or an answer to it. We do see these occasional moments where Shui is waiting, expecting him to dive into these corridors. He gets the stuns, But what's worrying for Element Mystic here for me is that in some of these chaotic fights, RunAway is still able to make it happen. QOQ's bomb placement too good. The grabs, we're seeing less of them from Hisu, but we're seeing them be more effective than the grabs we're seeing on the other side for Hanbin. And when we're looking at Control, the scrappiest map type, if this map doesn't look more dominant for Element Mystic, you have to wonder and worry for what happens when we head into Hybrid, what happens when we head into Assault, where the story changes a little bit, the map changes so significantly. It's not going to be 12 players crashing onto a point. It's going to be a lot more technical, and that's where compositions like this can start to fall apart.
The thing we have to keep in mind here is this is the first loss on Control that RunAway has suffered all season long. They came into this 100% win rate on Control. It's the same for Hybrid. Can Element Mystic shatter that record as well?
That is a good question. You have to expect that RunAway right now is thinking about map selection, where Element Mystic would like to go, wanting to avoid it.
Yeah.
As the best pick for Element Mystic so far for their Doomfist has absolutely been the Hollywood pick. Yep. RunAway, I don't think they prepared, a quote-unquote counter. We talk about this all the time. You study a team, you figure out their style, and you just totally blind counter, you crush it. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. So I think if that's how you're thinking about things, you're not thinking, I want to go to the map we expect them to be prepared for and counter it. I think we're going to see something completely different here. Perhaps something like a Blizzard World or a King's Row.
Would be the classic pickup for RunAway historically with the Blizzard World, the first ones to debut that in Korea, but I have to agree, Hollywood just seems like such a bad idea. We saw Stormquake try to do the same exact thing when they played against Element Mystic. They went for Hollywood. That was their most consistent map, but it turns out the Doomfist from Sparkle was just too darn good. They had that magnificent defense in the streets phase. They barely advanced halfway through it, and then Element Mystic came in on their own attack, and they just very cleanly worked their way through and got that 3-0 in the end. This is a big victory for Element Mystic, their first Grand Finals appearance. This is only the second time that they've ever made it past the quarterfinals. Right. So it's a huge moment for them to be able to take that first map.
And I do want to talk about Blizzard World really quick, because we've seen a lot of times in the past RunAway's gone to this map. Well, we'll talk about it after a break, it sounds like.
That's true. Okay, we have a commercial break, guys. So we're going to be back in a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead on a tirade about Blizzard World, so don't go anywhere.
Got to go in the back room.
That's when you got to do multiple PC swaps. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We can jump into the second map of this grand final.
Achilios, I look at this map as RunAway's greatest test. With such a bold pick, they have not shown us any real shutdowns of Pharah, Genji, or Sombra so far this season. They've only faced mirror matchups for the most part, all through the group stage, all through playoffs, and they're one of the best teams, if not the best team, at straight up 3-3 right now in Korea. So for them to choose this map against a team that has that Pharah in the wheelhouse, as you can see here, Sparkle locking it in immediately on the defense, is a big statement to make. They're going to have some sort of answer. If they walk up here with 3-3 and are surprised and get shut down, it'll be very disappointing, because there's just such a precedent already for this team to be running this style of play, not only this season in a 3-3 meta, but in previous metas as well.
Oh, okay. They're still flipping a couple things around on the side of RunAway, but yeah.
Looks like we may see the Ashe flex, but no. Have heard that's been popular in some scrims.
It's just going to be a 3-3 with a Winston here from Mag up against the Pharah Sombra. When they see this, it could be an instant retreat. They do spot on the Sombra, so they should know exactly what this is going to be. Now the rockets start flying, so still playing forward, not going to be going back over to the spawn, so it seems like RunAway feeling confident that they can make this work.
Some indecision here for sure, though, as they do run forward, trying to get some support ult charge here as they eat rockets. Looking for that defense matrix timing. Here's the approach.
They're pushing their way forward. Takoyaki just going to be dropping in on them. QOQ, however, under fire, going to get popped out of that Mag. No able to find that one. Takoyaki will be taken down. Sparkle gets rid of the pilot form. Diva. Still coming through. Look at this, man. He's already got a barrage just about ready to go. 20% away. Getting these rockets in on top of the Winston. Will be taken down. Dropped way too low, and Shui scoops up the kill. Zeke has a res, however, uses that one onto X. He cannot put the Pharah back into the mech. Now Hanbin going to be popped out of the mech. RunAway looking pretty darn good. And that's all. Go ahead and get the cap.
That's all it takes is a pick on the Winston. Takoyaki was trying to peel there for the damage to come through on Sparkle's Pharah, but he didn't do enough. He died too early. It's a big play from Shui. Suddenly, RunAway has full control of this cart, massive ult advantage, we will have a pause, but they have massive ult advantages. The only hero you don't see swapped here for Element Mystic now is the Sombra, because they're so close to that critical EMP, which can lead to a lot of ult charge being built in the fight, if not a complete team wipe. We'll find out what this issue is shortly. I imagine it's probably, my guess is an extended issue of what we had earlier. We thought it was fixed, but going back to the map itself, this is a disaster for Element Mystic because the hits did not come through as consistently as Sparkle needed them to be because the peel wasn't there for Takoyaki. He's supposed to protect the backline when you see the counter jump come through from Mag, who's also on the Winston, right? That's why you saw Exi totally forced off the high ground. He's killed in the backline. And not only that, but when Mag is dead, he's not there with you on the ground to get those finishing last hits of damage on the targets have already been softened up by the Pharah. Barrage becomes irrelevant when you've lost all your team. You can send it out, but it's not. Even if you kill 2 people, the point still going to be Runaways.
Yeah. We're able to just kind of sneak away with that one. All the fighting taken away from the point, so RunAway, just go ahead, take that one up very swiftly and have a massive time bank. 5.5 minutes plus, I believe, is what they had. Certainly over 5 minutes, but yeah, it's still going to be an issue here with Takoyaki's sound, it would seem. So hopefully we can get that taken care of very quickly so we can continue. Fortunately, at least, not in the middle of a fight when this pause does come through.
Sure.
Always awkward timing when that does happen, but you know, if there's a problem, you do just have to go ahead and you call out the pause Fisher style.
And you know,
Dippier style.
Well, you and I, obviously we don't actually have a mouse and keyboard up here on our desk. All we have is the audio.
Yep.
And from our experience, I can tell you most of the time it's actually a pretty simple fix. It's a cord that goes through a mixer that leads to, a sound box somewhere. It's power related or it's connected to the PC, whatever program they're using to talk. In this case, obviously, as we've talked about a lot in the past, we actually have a on-site mixer. They're not using Skype right now. They're not in Discord. So the communication here is actually wired directly, so it's never going to be affected by connection issues or anything like that. However, sometimes cables do get crossed. Sometimes the drivers get messed up. But in this case, what I was alluding to is if it's a sound issue, it's much simpler to fix than, say, a disconnect in the middle of the match where someone loses ult charge or a computer crash or a network problem.
I told you not to remind me of the coma situation, Wolf.
Yeah. Unfortunate Takoyaki was the first to die there, but I don't think we could chalk this up to audio issues. It was really a nice stun there by Shui and a good collapse from the rest of the members of RunAway. Mag really leading the charge there, getting that kill, and then immediately the follow-up damage on the high ground. That's the weak point of using a Pharah in this meta is your ground-based, I want to say units, I'm StarCraft brain, but your ground-based heroes, the ones that are not going to be up there with the Pharah, protecting her from the ground, doing what they can, they're always going to lose out to a 3-3 that's just going to steamroll them if the damage doesn't come through quickly enough. And when your tank is dead, it just becomes so easy to wipe everybody else out. High ground controller, no, especially when you have a Mag on the Winston, which obviously after scouting this composition was going to be the swap.
And Hanbin has his monitor up quite high.
Yeah. In fact, I looked at all the player setups today because I'm always curious about that. Because Climax likes to keep it really low and right up in his face.
Yeah.
Well, that was something I noticed. I've never noticed him do that before.
Well, in the meantime, while we get the audio issue taken care of, we will just go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights featuring Korean audio.
Yep. It's usually not with Korean audio, but for some reason this one is going to have it. But you can hear it commentated now in a second language.
Yeah. And I don't think we need to translate it because we literally cast this just 15 minutes ago or so.
There's no localization to be done here. They didn't hide QOQ's massive kills in the Korean version of this replay.
No, they did not. But yeah, so first map out of the way. Good win for Element Mystic. It was good to see because we were talking about it at the beginning of the broadcast, and a lot of the reasoning for people thinking that RunAway were going to be able to take it. They come into this, they're undefeated, they haven't dropped a series yet, and Element Mystic historically has been a team that chokes. At the end of the line, when they get so close to getting into that final, they fall short. They drop a series to somebody that they probably shouldn't have. That's the O2 Ardent one, especially. Last season, they were knocked out of the semifinals by RunAway themselves. So a bit more of an excusable loss, I suppose you could say, in that situation. But this is the first time they've finally been able to make it to the final. And you wonder, like, are they going to be able to hold up to that pressure that's being applied to them? It is very similar, though, if not maybe higher pressure on the side of RunAway. You have these players, they have no substitutes whatsoever. They're coming in, taking up the mantle of one of the most storied teams in Overwatch history, one of the most beloved rosters in Overwatch to date.
Yeah.
They are picking up where they left off, trying to get that back-to-back victory to be the only other team, the only other organization to ever be able to do it in the history of Korean Overwatch. That's a lot of pressure itself.
Yeah.
And now in front of the largest crowd that they've ever played in front of. You could see Mag, especially on stage at the beginning during the interview, he did look rather nervous standing up there in front of this many people.
Oh, absolutely. RunAway obviously has several members that have played competitive Overwatch in the past, and because RunAway has played 7 seasons now of Overwatch, it's not a Royal Rotor team, right? But they carry a lot of that same feeling, right? There's such a legacy that they're leading up to, like the undefeated season where they go without losing a single series, only dropping a few maps. Suddenly you lose map 1 on this big stage. Everyone's got all these expectations for you, so it kind of leads into what you're saying. The pressure gets really high there. But they've regained control of this map, at least for now, so good start for them here in Game 2.
Yeah, very good start, but unfortunately, guys, we're going to go ahead and throw over to another quick break, so hopefully when we come back, we'll have everything taken care of, so don't go anywhere, we'll see you in just a few. Maybe not yet.
Koreans got to wrap up.
Okay, the Koreans are talking, explaining to the audience that we're going to be going to a break, so I will do exactly the same thing. So, hey, guys, we're going to be going to a quick break.
We don't go to a break unless they go to a break. We would never break longer than them.
We can't control it. Okay, now I'm being told that we might not be going to a break, so it's fine. So we'll just go ahead and keep talking about things. So, Wolf, what was your point before this happened?
Yeah, so I just kind of like, but they're catching up in Game 2. Let's go to a break. Like, I threw it to you really fast. Sometimes we have to do this as casters where you suddenly you break the fourth wall and you're like, forget everything I was just saying because now to you, Seth.
Exactly.
And Seth is now to a break.
Yeah, but now it's back to us, so we just get to go ahead and chill out here.
So what I was kind of getting to, which might get interrupted again if we do in fact go to a break. Disclaimer.
Yeah. You never know.
Was that it's good for RunAway to kind of get their feet back on the ground here on the second map. It's a huge risky map choice against a team that has historically the Pharah, they have the Genji, and they have the Sombra, right? These 3 heroes that are extremely map-specific, mind you, to Numbani. When you've got Pharah and Genji for Sparkle, you've got Takoyaki on the bench. He's available to play. Mag has had this season so far a much more successful Winston. You've kind of, if you list all those things and you list the fact that Doa's got the Sombra, we know Shui does not really play this hero very often. You list all these things out, it feels like, well, this is the wrong map choice, right? But they're still able to make it happen on their first push. You always feel great about that. They scout the comp. They had the counter prepared, at least what they felt would be the proper counter with the Winston swap coming through. Dive well executed. Shui hits the stun. There's no way for Takoyaki to get out. So it's a pretty big momentum swing here, I'd say, for Elemistic, who also probably felt like, what a silly choice that they've chosen our map here. We're going to put Sparkle on the far. We're going to counter their 3-3 they've been showing all season long.
But, well, we'll see how things are going to transpire. Been told that the game is, in fact, ready, so let's go ahead, jump back into this one at long last. So, yes, 5 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock for RunAway as they start pushing out of point A onto the streets.
All right, so Doa's still holding onto the Sombra, nearly at that EMP, as we mentioned earlier. That's going to be what they're looking to use to open up this fight.
Dive into the back from Mag. EMP is going to be thrown down by Doho, however. BJ Gong going to be taken out, but Unique and Exi both eliminated. Now Takoyaki gone, so despite the EMP, Element Mystic going to be stomped out of the fight. The Sombra, one of the last ones to die. RunAway just going to keep steamrolling their way through the streets phase. They're nearly to beat.
When you look at these two comps, and we're not talking about ultimates here, we're just talking about abilities. If you could remove all the ults from the game on both sides, the Sombra becomes irrelevant after the EMP, so even though it was a big one, you don't need abilities when you can just walk up and left-click with the majority of the heroes on RunAway to win a fight. They get a second push for free, insane time bank right now, and ult advantage on the Zarya.
Absolutely huge, nearly 6 minutes on the clock, and they're still coming up with kills as they start working their way out of B. Takoyaki a bit too far forward, high energy here for Hisu. They will be able to find the Rhine. Now Exi going to get dropped, Hanbit's knocked out of the mech, and they will just keep on going. RunAway So much momentum behind them. 5:38 on the clock, approaching C. This is a monstrous performance on Nimbani.
Certainly is, and with the Zarya ult charge lead, Hisu still hasn't been able to hold it this long. Finally, Sparkle is about to match him, but he doesn't have it yet. XC is holding the trance too for this big engage. Already we see Mag dive in.
See, Hanbin here with the Diva, would love to pop him out of that mech before they try to invest.
Trance is out.
The grab, but yeah, as you say, the Transcendence is going to be used by XC, so now not much to deny away this Graviton Surge damage. Throws it down, but not sure if he actually found it. It was actually taken away. Hanbin might have denied that one. Self-destruct out. Mag going to be eliminated. Bomb out from QOQ. The main tanks both going to be popped by the Divas. QOQ trying to make his way back into the mech, will be able to do so. Sound barrier is going to be out. Max swapping over onto the Reinhardt now. The join back in. Element Mystic matching with a sound barrier of their own. Exi getting closer.
That ult charge is so
Transcendence.
Insane. 82%. He just used it. He's about to have another one. Way ahead of Gangnam-jin in that regard.
He has the shatter out from Takoyaki. Catches him by surprise in the back of the shield bash from Doha. Charging forward, looking for the pin, and Lee Jae-gon dives right in front of it. Gets taken out, and that will finally be Element Mystic being able to stabilize rather here. The final leg of this defense.
And they needed that fight so badly. Everything else was looking very bad for them. They needed that shatter to be very, very solid, because without it, Sparkle can't really use his grab for the next push. RunAway runs them over, and then we might actually be seeing them roll into the sea right now otherwise.
Sparkle just going to go ahead, toss in that grab, pins it right onto the corner, locks him up, but the kill's not going to be found. Gangnam-jin able to keep him alive with that Transcendence. Bombs out, however, in Hanbin. Then finds Shui, but QOQ denies the remake, and now it's an answering grab out. Exi popping the Transcendence. Keeps everybody topped up for the moment. Element Mystic just trying to play back, trying to get around the corner here, but Takoyaki gets picked off, and now Sparkle as well will get dropped. Exi and Daw both going to be eliminated. Mag comes up with a triple kill.
Big damage.
He's off on the flank. He's not even playing with the rest of his squad, and he just gets all the kills.
He just wants to get as much ult charge as he can here on the next shatter. Will now be healed up, and that's probably just going to be it.
It very well could be. It's still 3:20 on the clock. He's very respectful.
1 meter
on Nimbani. They're so very close, but Exi opens things up a little bit by taking down Shui. Mag under some fire, drop down below half HP, and Doha will be able to come up with a kill. This is going to be Element Mystic pushing back, keeping them away from that finish, dropping that time bank under 3 minutes.
There was a lot of overextension there for RunAway. They thought they had it. They saw blood in the water. They thought this point is done. And the layman looks at it and says the same. But it's the lack of humility here that cost them.
Lee, he's so sneaky. Hanbin still playing up near the cart, however.
No healing song playing here as well. Keeping himself even further hidden.
He's going to try to draw them forward. If he can pull off this back cap, it's going to be absolutely huge. He could go for it right now, I think.
Okay, he's going to go.
2.5 minutes.
No way.
Going to be coming down. Doesn't find anything. The back cap is going through. Has he actually done this? Will be halted now. They finally contest it. He has to rejoin in with the rest of his squad. He inches it a little bit closer. The shatter, absolutely massive, but they get locked up in the Graviton Surge. Now we're spawned with one of their own. Sound barriers out from both of these teams. No Transcendences available.
QOQ!
Bomb into the back. QOQ looking for it. Manages to find Hanbin. And Hanbin's not going to get anything with a bomb of his own, but both Baby Divas going to be taken down, so they're out of the fight. 5v5 coming in, but now Daw going to be taken out. Gangnam-jin comes up with a kill. Exi spamming away in the back lines, looking for a target, trying desperately to get that next Transcendence online, and he's just 15% away. Cart
so close.
Again, getting closer and closer. RunAway trying to get over that finish line. They manage to break. The front lines of Takoyaki will be dropped. Exi under fire, pops the Transcendence immediately. He's completely surrounded. He goes in the back trying to keep Hanbin alive in that mech, but he just cannot do enough. Hanbin has to skirt up to the top and pick up the mini pack. RunAway still pushing forward. They find Doha. They find Exi. Hanbin's going to be knocked out, and this could very well be the finish. They have to grab to lock him up on the exit from the spawn, but they will not need it. RunAway will be able to finish on Nimbani, but the time bank significantly drained.
And we were at 6 minutes when they touched B, an unheard of time bank for Nimbani. We talked about the lack of humility when RunAway gets on a roll, as was noted in their 3 losses this season, the 3 map losses, 2 of which in regular season against weaker opponents because they got a little bit too aggressive. They played with their food a little bit. And I feel in 2 moments there at the end, we saw just that happen with the attempted collapse there and the grab, which failed after they came onto the card itself. The counter engage was better from Element Mystic. Got Exi to another Transcendence insanely quickly in the longer fight. And B, the attempted back cap that can sometimes steal you a win, steal you a C cap. The problem is that it was so predictable, and the cart wasn't close enough to get an insta-cap that it actually cost them the push and a significant amount of time. From there, Mystic was just buy-in time with ultimates, and what was an insane time bank of 6 minutes gets cut down to 1.5 minutes. So very much a time bank that RunAway is looking to, deplenish, or rather, what am I saying? To deplete.
To deplete, yes.
To deplete, rather, as on the defense. I think I tried to combine those two words. But it is certainly a time bank that Mystic can match and beat. It's perhaps the better way of saying it here, Achilios.
Yeah, 134, not going to be the strongest in the end, especially considering, but still, finished with over a minute. It's always a good sign.
Hisu will be on the Sombra. We'll see Shui actually flex over to the Pharah and the Sombraless comp with an Ana for extra defense here, but Sparkle is on the Genji.
Oh, they spot him out. Hisu will just go ahead and jump back with the translocator.
Let's see that historical Genji. We've seen him have so much success with this hero in the past.
Can he do it again? This was the pick that made him famous, that made him known to the West. He's already going to be hacked out, though. Right, sway into the back. He's going to be safe. Hisu manages, or actually gets taken down by Doha, rather. Dash through, looking for the finish there onto the far. Shui, a sliver of HP. Deflection coming up from Sparkle. He's only got 23 health remaining, and Mag will be able to take him down. Shui is still alive, now going to be spammed up, but meanwhile, back over onto the point. The second tick is coming through for Element Mystic, despite being down that Genji. They will be able to push back forward. QOQ trying to keep this one contested, but gets popped out of the mech and taken down rather quickly here. Pilot form now going to be eliminated. That should be the finish here onto point A, unless somebody can tag it, but it's not going to happen. Shui just going to be cleaned up. Now the push forward here from Element Mystic as they look to farm out for some additional ults.
Until this moment, it hadn't been relevant, the extra heroes we were talking about with the stomp RunAway had on their first cap of A, but Doha absolutely outclasses Isu here on the Sombra. It's one of his comfort picks, it's one of his older picks, and it certainly shows up here. He's able to get the more consistent hacks, do more damage, and now the cart rolls forward. They have an EMP, and he's looking to use it here. They do not spot him. They are looking. You can see the crossfire.
Yep. He's set up, going to be dropping down. EMP catching everybody, and Gangnam Jin just disappears. Now Lee Jae-gon going to be eliminated as well. Mag, need I say more? The team getting cleaned up. Element Mystic are winning. That is my point.
Yep. I know everyone's excited. This is not 3-3. It's old school Sombra Genji dive, but this is the team that can do it. This is the map where it works. And RunAway is probably now questioning their decision. They had a great start on attack, but on their defense, it's been very lackluster. Sparkle holds the blade now. They have no support ultimates to answer. This EMP is going to have to be the way to shut it down.
That late swap onto that Zenyatta. Blade's going to be out. Doha manages to find Gangnam Jin. Now Shui going to be taken out. Sparkle pushing forward, slashing away. Doesn't get any additional kills yet, but does severely weaken Mag. It allows for Hanbin to go ahead and scoop up the kill. Right clicks coming through, just looking to break QOQ out of that mech. Should be able to do so. Bomb, however, comes in. Oh, he tries to get back in. Will be taken down. Managed to knock Hanbin out of the suit, but Takoyaki here, Primal Rage pushing forward. Maybe a bit of an overcommitment, but likely swapping to the Rhine. Yeah, that's what we're going to be seeing now.
All right, so very well played here by Element Mystic, using all their ults there at the last second. You see the swaps comes through. Very well played. EMP there from Hisu, just kind of a desperate measure. But Element Mystic really controlling this now. Shui missing the stun there onto Sparkle when he pulled the blade out was their biggest problem.
Mag's going to be in the back. He's looking for the knockoff. Can he get it? Oh, he's so very close to taking XC out of the side of the map, but he can't quite get the angle. In the meantime, look at the rest of RunAway. Hisu and Shui both gone. QOQ taken out of the mech. Gangnam Jin going to be eliminated. Now Lee Jae-gon taken out by XC as well. That'll just effectively be the cleanup. Mag overcommitting too hard to try to get XE knocked off the side of the map. Doesn't get anything.
And it's these small overextensions, these small flashy attempts that RunAway haven't been doing all season. They've been mostly just playing as a unit. It costs them big, splits up their team. Element Mystic is there for the punish. Double the ult charge now is Sparkle here for this final push.
On their way up, looking for the pin. Going to be matched by the shield bash, so both hitting the ground, but no one going to be dead yet. Transcendence is out from both of the Zenyatas. Shatter coming down, locks him up with the sound barrier from Lee Jae-gon is going to be well timed. Takoyaki taking a beating, tries to kite his way back. Sorry, Bubble to help keep him alive. Pin is good. Mag finds XE in the back. Lose out onto Shui, but Element Mystic are pushing back in again. They're not crumbling under the pressure. Graviton Surge is going to be coming down. They run him out of there. Gangnam Jin going to be taken out. The team wipe extended comes through, and with 4:03 on the clock, Element Mystic absolutely shatter RunAway's time bank.
Absolutely, and it's Hanbin who's the big hero of this fight. Massive damage output, untouched in that final engage. He's flying around, hitting those flanks, getting the big damage done, while you see the rest of Element Mystic is coming through to finish off the kills. A few small weak points here for RunAway against the Sombra Genji, and that goes back to this map choice in the first place. We see anything like a King's Row, Blizzard World. These maps, that style is not possible, not in this meta, not from what we've seen in scrims and obviously in televised play. And it's going to be something that RunAway, I think, regret as they look at this time bank. As in terms of class on the Sombra, Doa's by far the stronger player. Shui as well, uncharacteristic mistake. We don't see Genji in this meta very often. He hasn't played against Genji on the Brigida this season, but he's not where he needs to be to protect Gangnam Jin, which leads to 2 important Dragon Blade kills on the backside from Sparkle. Shui just not there for the protection, and that cost them a lot of time here.
403 to 134. Element Mystic very well set to take this away and move up 2-0 in this first of 4 series. I mean, you got to remember, they're undefeated on Assault and Escort, or Element Mystic. That'd be such a rough position to be in for RunAway.
Let's see if they can pick Takoyaki this time. Remember how last time went, everything fell apart when the tank died. Sparkle playing very far forward, hiding back slowly. Takoyaki will be the target. He hides on the high ground this time.
Now it's coming in. Gangnam Jin going to be picked off. Exi under some fire. Rockets out from Sparkle, but he's still, yet again, going to be taken down as he hits the ground. QQ able to come up with that one. Pushing forward, the first tick getting ready to be gained for RunAway. They recontest. Takoyaki going into the back, but maybe a little bit too deep, disconnected. Will just be going off the side of the map, it seems. So will be eliminated, and things start looking very good for RunAway to actually lock down point A.
I think they just wanted to give the point here with the Winston.
Barely got out of there, jumps up the top. Lee Jae-gong finds Daw, and yet Sparkle going off the side abandons it, so they will be able to get the cap. 40 seconds remaining until that OT starts rolling through. RunAway have to be glued to the card at that point.
We will see the Valkyrie popped here immediately for Unique, but I think we're just going to see the swaps coming through as that happens. Doa holds the EMP. That's the only ult they have that will be useful here, as we do see the Lucio swap come through. RunAway going to feel great about this start. A very weak time bank, but this first push is successful. EMP can shut it all down now. If they live through this, they're going to have a ton of ultimates. The grab, the primal.
It's got to be Lee Jae-gong. He's nearly got that sound barrier online. He manages to use it, but he only catches 3 people, and one of them is not Gangnam Jin. Doha does manage to follow up with a kill there onto the Zenyatta to push their way forward. Grab going to be used, locking him up. Hanbin trying to get the heck out of the room. He's taking a beating in this mech. Will finally be popped out, and RunAway continue to pick up the kills. The EMP doesn't lead to anything, and RunAway now in OT will keep advancing towards B.
All they got was Gangnam Jin there. He didn't get hit by that sound barrier, as you mentioned, but everyone else did, and Lee Jae-gong was in position to counter the EMP, so it's a rare thing to see in this meta today, but he's the hero that RunAway needed. They got all the rest of their ults online as a result, and RunAway is just charging forward. Another free push here. Element Mystic has nothing, no ults to counter this outside of the self-destruct, which should easily be avoided.
Isu right up into the front, looking to build up that energy. Is so very far away from Graviton Surge now, 1.66 meters out from that point B finish. QOQ going to be denied the remech. Does manage to find Hanbin, so both pilot forms going to be taken down. Now both Zarya's going to be eliminated as well, as they keep things even. A 4v4. Trance is out from Gangnam Jin over onto the point, keeping everybody talked up. Shield Bash comes in. Takoyaki goes down. Mag drops the hammer. And that will be the one fight. That will be point B coming through for RunAway, still in overtime.
It's never really been this squad. It's been the Vancouver squad that is more known for having these crazy overtime pushes in playoffs, but channeling their old RunAway form here.
You think back to that Blizzard World, Wolf.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going all the way. It starts to feel like Element Mystic's got one more shot at this. They do have the ult advantage here. If they can't make this one work, you got to feel like this is going to C. Rallies up, they're going for the engage.
Yeah, that's going to be the bash. The shatter is good from Takoyaki. They need to follow up kills, and so far will be finding them too. Instantly going to be dead. QQ trying to stay alive here so far. Does come up with one answering kill for RunAway in response. Gangnam Jin getting closer and closer to that next Transcendence, but he needs it yesterday. Finally gets it online, but Lee Jae-gong is dead, and they get pushed off the cart. They will be halted here just after B, but still considering the start, 1 minute and 34 seconds, RunAway exceeded expectations with that push.
I want everyone to appreciate our observer team and that beautiful camera work of Doha going in for the shield slam. You see immediately, it almost looks as if his shield bash shattered the rest of the team, because the shatter follow-up is frame perfect. after that moment. The calls are good. If they don't make that combo work, if they don't hit that, then suddenly RunAway runs away all the way to C. They take control of the whole map. Already, though, this feels like a disaster situation for Element Mystic. They have a time bank that is greater than what RunAway started with, but to see an overtime push go this successful is extremely rare. Remember that Shatter, remember that Shield Bash, because you probably won't see anything like it again in future patches.
It's very nicely done at the end to finally halt that push. The worry is both of these teams have not demonstrated very good defenses until the final stretch, that is, for Element Mystic, draining the clock down for RunAway. But the initial defense has been very weak from both squads in those first rounds. We'll have to see if RunAway can improve upon the last time. They will be running the same thing. Hisu here with the Sombra, Shui with the Pharah, and Gangnam Jin over on the Ana.
Yeah. Notice the ult charge differences between Hisu and Doha. That's going to be one of the things that I want to keep track of here, because obviously Doha did much more damage in the previous defense, or rather previous attack, excuse me, than Hisu, as Hisu just scouts here, checking for the enemy Sombra.
Yep. Sparkle pushing forward, taking those right clicks, hacked out. No one following up onto him though. Takoyaki going to be taken down. A good start for RunAway.
Exi in trouble.
He's still just taking shot for shot here. With this far up in the sky, building up, trying to get closer to that barrage. Will get the pop out onto Hanbin's mech. A couple rockets to follow up and finish off the few remaining members of Element Mystic. And seems like Sparkle only grabs the Mega Pack, will be able to escape with his life. But the first attack from Element Mystic going to be coming up short. They get one tick, and that's about it.
And Element Mystic could already feel this wind slipping through their fingers. They had such control of their attack. They ended with a better time bank. They punished RunAway's greed on their attack, but things are falling apart very quickly. Tied EMP charge between these Sombras, but already this barrage is ready.
Yep, Blade's nearly there as well for Sparkle. He's going to find a kill in the Magma now. Unique going to be taken down, so trading a main
Blade's out
for the supports. He's
Where's
gets
the
a
stun?
double. Takoyaki going to be dead. The barrage comes down from Sweet, gets rid of Sparkle. The Blade is not going to find anything, and RunAway will be able to hold him off yet again.
They hold him off without a Brigida. They have no way to shut him down stun-wise, but they just track him, eliminate him, and now they've got the defending EMP here, which is going to be obviously much stronger than Doha's attacking one. They have high ground control. They're spread out on the point, and RunAway, if they can hold this one, the time bank is just too low for Element Mystic.
Doha so sneaky here.
Yeah, they don't see him.
Moving
They're
around,
looking.
they have not spotted him yet. The EMP going to be dumped in as they dive forward. Takoyaki into the back. They managed to find three instantly as both supports and the Pharah will be taken down. Transcendence used by XC as well. Probably would have loved to have been holding on to that one, but now bomb out with the back on the back of the EMP. They're looking for the kills.
This
RunAway
could be a
still
defense.
fighting this one out. Magus here has the Primal Rage up for a couple more seconds, goes back over onto the point where Element Mystic nearly have the cap. He'll finally be ran down, but Shui pushes his way back forward.
They're about to touch it. He's on it.
Attack back in.
Look at
his
these.
stun-ups into the back there. He's sprayed away. He comes up with a kill on a Unique. RunAway. Are they doing this again? We saw this at the start of the season. They're still extending this defense on the body. This
crazy.
is absolutely incredible.
It all started out with the EMP bomb combo. They had the trust that QOQ was going to land that bomb perfectly. Hisu times the EMP afterwards. That starts to delay. They get back on the point, and suddenly Element Mystic is looking at a bad time bank. 1 minute, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, all they're going to have to get on this point. They've got no ults to engage with a composition swap, and Hisu's halfway to another EMP.
They push their way forward. The hack already coming down from Hisu. Like you said, the EMP getting ready to come off the sound barrier. Going to be used by Unique as they try to take the fight. Sparkle finds the first kill as Mag will go down, and QQ is going to be popped out of the mech. It seems like things might be going the way of Element Mystic at long last here on this attack. Just have to get the final cleanup kills. Will be able to do so as Sparkle beams them down for a triple kill. The cap will come through. They have a minute remaining, but Element Mystic, can they make it? Can they beat RunAway? Because the defense so far from them has been
stellar.
Immaculate.
It has been stellar. And remember last time we saw the EMP from Doha and Element Mystic were able to get only the Zen. But look at this, Element Mystic doesn't even have ults.
Hack down Sparkle, going to be gone. A good start, still 37 seconds remaining for Element Mystic.
Here comes that EMP
regrouped.
potentially. Yeah, now they have to track where he is in order for this trance to go off. XC, he's not an experienced Zenyatta. It's really only his third televised match on the hero.
He doesn't want to do it yet. He wants to wait until that clock gets closer.
Look at his positioning, he's so far behind.
Yeah, he's wrapping around the back. He's playing this one very patiently. He wants that clock as close to OT as
Hisu
humanly possible. Now he's going to be into the back, drops in the EMP, but the Transcendence has already been used by XC. help keep everybody alive. Rallies out from Shui. Takoyaki. Shatter comes down. It's absolutely huge. Could that be it? The push over to B. QOQ still managed to find a kill on the Doha, and Exi was taken down. They're still down 2 members. Han been knocked out of the mech. QOQ comes up with another one. RunAway still might be able to turn this one around. QOQ but Sparkle in the grave. The right click from Lee Jae Gong gets rid of Takoyaki.
He's living though.
LT's gonna start ticking down. RunAway looking to pull this one off the shield bash forward. Allows them to tag back into the cart, but Element Mystic needs to engineer one hell of a turnaround fight if they want to keep this cart rolling, if they want to beat them and move up 2-0. I just don't see it happening.
Wrecking
the
ball
bubble place from Mag is absolutely perfect. It denies away that self-destruct. Grab's ready to go, pins it in onto the cart, but they need the kills to follow up, and so far they are not finding them. Sparkle, Takoyaki, and Doha all going to be taken down. Hanbin's out of the mech, and RunAway look to tie up the series. They're going to do just that, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1-1.
We've got ourselves a series here. RunAway, absolutely stellar defensive A. The likes of which we hadn't seen, like you said, until the season began here. We haven't seen since then. Holding Numbani against all odds. EMP timed perfectly with that self-destruct coming out from QOQ. You saw the members of Element Mystic scatter around the cart. It's still not enough to prevent RunAway from getting onto the point, getting those members in there. Shui runs through. He's got the shield bash ready. He's going to have the armor packs. He's so sustainable. And suddenly things start falling apart for Element Mystic on that push. They got the finish eventually. I have to give big credit to Exi, though. The big test for him was that EMP defense versus his Transcendence. He was able to hit it perfectly right before the EMP went off, able to predict with the translocator that was going to happen. But it still wasn't enough, as QOQ time and time again is placing these Diva bombs right where they need to be, whether it's with a grab or not. And Element Mystic finds themselves showcasing their depth of strategy, their depth of hero pool on this map, still falling flat against RunAway. Feels like a bit of an upside down scenario here on Numbani, because you would expect RunAway would struggle. They'd be the ones to struggle to adapt to what Element Mystic was doing. They had a crazy good time bank and were able to get a nice push in overtime, swapping heroes at the appropriate times. We saw flashy Dragon Blades from Sparkle. There were some questions on Shui there with the Brigitte, where his positioning was. But at the end of the day, RunAway is able to take more efficient fights as a unit. Element Mystic still playing that more individualistic style. But in this meta, even if we have hero swaps, even if we have the Sombra EMPs coming through, RunAway is playing better as a team as we get into more complex maps than Control.
I mean, in just on comp, on ladder, in quick play, in any other Contenders region, any other team around the world would have said, okay, set up for streets. Like, they got A. RunAway say, no. We keep going. We go again. We go back to point A. We hold them off. We drain the clock even further.
And remember, it's incredibly risky, too, because if this does not work, they give a lot of ult charge over to Element Mystic, who already has the better time bank. They were able to do it in overtime. We're talking about Element Mystic having ult advantage, pushing with a time bank at all. Should have been about 2 minutes, so 1:30 to 2 minutes, had they just given it up at that moment. And Element Mystic is able to, win the game off of that potentially. So it's a huge risk, a big call from RunAway, and it pays off once again here on Numbani.
Fantastically done, Element Mystic. Probably a bit shook after that loss, It seemed like they would have had that in the bag. Massive time bank at the finish after shutting down RunAways. But they cannot get that win, so we are tied up 1-1.
This is when you start to feel like, we have questions about, does this Element Mystic squad crack under the pressure? Already Sparkle and Exi have been here before. Alpha as well on the bench. But he's been with this team. He's seen the heartbreak that can happen when you start to lose control of a series was already in your hands. We're still at just 1-1 scoreline. But with the flashy plays we saw from RunAway, the big plays, they were all theirs. The 6-minute time bank was depleted off of some greedy plays. But we have to remember, that time bank was there. They had full control of A and B. This was definitely a RunAway dominated map from start to finish.
So come up with that victory there, keeping that 100% hybrid win rate alive. Element Mystic will have their map pick for Assault, however, where they do have their own 100% win rate. So still very favored for them to potentially come up with that victory. But man, what a start to this grand final. It's been absolutely fantastic so far, but